Virginia, which is in Lunenburg County, which I know some of you are probably very familiar with. The ones out in Martinsville, maybe not. But I grew up around cattle farms and tobacco and things like that. Worked with my grandma in the garden and out on the farm a lot when I was little. So I got really interested in agriculture and animal science. I always loved animals. So I decided to go to Virginia Tech for my undergraduate degree, and I got a bachelor's degree there in animal and poultry sciences with a concentration in biological sciences. I had a really great experience there. I was in a couple of clubs, got to actually handle a lot of different animals like swine that I had never worked with before. I decided to stay there and actually do a master's degree because as I was there, I got interested in graduate school and research. So I stayed there and got a master's degree in animal science still, but kind of more focused on nutrition. So I started doing a research trial using pigs as a model for human infants. It was for a company that makes human baby formula. And so I was able to do that and then decided I wanted to stay on the applied swine nutrition side and work with the animals. So I went to NC State to pursue a PhD in swine nutrition, and I'm in starting my 4th year now, but I'm hoping to finish in 3.5. So I'm almost done with that. But so I do research with direct-fed microbials, which are basically probiotics that are being looked at as a potential antibiotic alternative. So that's what I'm doing now, and I'm in Raleigh, and I'm really excited about teaching this class. I was a TA for the intro class at Tech, and then I've been a TA for several other courses during my graduate school work. So I'm really excited to meet all of you and to teach this class, and let me know if you have any questions. And with that, we can start with y'all's introductions.
Okay. I know, we'll start here in Alberta.
Okay.
I can't quite turn the camera. Go, Caitlin.
Hi, my name is Caitlin Bryant. Some of you already remember. I was technically born in California, raised there till I was about 10, and we moved to Virginia. When I was 3, we used to go and ride horses, and I've always loved horses, and I just grew more and more into the industry of horses. I do some side training myself. I have horses, and I'm currently a farrier, so I trim and shoot horses. And the more I progressed, the more I realized I wanted to become a vet, but I want to focus on horses, so I'm in school now to become a equine veterinarian, and my plan is to go to Virginia Tech to do their veterinary program.
My name is Carolyn Allwood. I'm majoring in general studies, agribusiness. I love animals. My main thing is I really love Mother Nature. I did not grow up in the country. I grew up in Erie, Pennsylvania. I've always been interested in the beauty of, outside and the trees and the sky, the colors, flowers, all that stuff. I do like animals. I'm not super familiar, so this is going to be a great class for me to take in and learn a lot. I joined the Air Force when I was 23. I was in for 5 years, and after that, we were in Virginia Beach. I had gotten married in that time, and I have a daughter, and she loves animals, and she loves nature. And so about 2 months ago, my husband is from this area, La Crosse, Virginia. We moved back to the farm that his mother now has ownership of, and it's a cattle farm. It needs a lot of TLC, so that's pretty much why I'm taking agribusiness, and I want to see what I can do as far as rejuvenating the land. And
Awesome.
yes.
Okay, great out.
My name is Alex Hyde. I grew up around here. I've lived on a farm my whole life, and I plan on going into the economic side of agribusiness.
I'm Kayla Heather, and I have always been around animals, grown up with animals, and raised a few baby animals, such as now I have a baby squirrel named Sandy, who's probably 5 weeks old at most right now, so we just got her yesterday, so we're working on rehabilitating her and getting her back out I've always wanted to be a veterinarian. I've always worked with animals. I've taken hooks out of dogs before. It's got to do what you got to do. And I've planned on majoring in animal science and hopefully minoring in biology.
Okay,
So
awesome.
working my way up to that veterinary medicine.
My name is Nick Clark. I've also been around here my whole life. I've been more interested in the plant science technology side. I've worked with landscaping and stuff forever. And my family's recently bought a farm. We're going to get into the cow business. And so I'm trying to learn, I guess, what I need to do as far as take care of that once the farm is handed down to me. So.
Okay.
Cool. Keysville, somebody up front. Y'all have to start talking.
My name's Shannara. I love animals. There's never a day that I don't have an animal. Past 2 years, I saved 26 cats, and I work at Ridge.
Okay.
Currently work at the Blacksburg Animal Clinic.
You need to talk a little louder, please.
My name's Caroline Cumbia. I work at the Blackstone Animal Clinic. I want to get my agriculture business, so I can go on to the and get my vet.
My name's Grace, and I'm still in high school. I'm doing this for like the moment, but after I graduate, I want to go to tech, and I ride horses, so I want to do like animal science, focus on this one.
My name's Zach, and I've always had animals and everything growing up, from like goats, chickens, everything. My family owns a farm, like feed and seed store in Chase City, Virginia. And then after this, I plan on transferring to tech to get a more like a degree in like fertilization.
Okay.
My name's Hunter Bass. I grew up on a farm. I got a hog farm in Nelson, Virginia, and we sell to different restaurants in Carolina.
Nice.
My name is Alex Morneau. I consider myself an animal.
A little bit louder, Alex, please. Yep, those y'all sitting in the back of the room, you're 15, 20 feet away from that microphone, so y'all got to use, project, use the diaphragm, all that kind of thing.
Consider myself an animal lover. Almost everywhere I go, like the closest animal always comes close to me. I always have a huge collection of animal shirts, and I want to get a degree in like computer science, because I'm always into technology. And that's why I've always gotten into when I've grown up and everything.
Cool.
Okay, that was over to Patrick Henry, I guess.
Okay, we're going to get started with the ladies first. Rachel.
I'm Rachel Patterson. I'm in agribusiness, and I train horses and want to breed cows.
Speak up.
My name's Hannah Gilly. I grew up on a cattle farm. I want to be an insurance adjuster, though.
Interesting. Okay.
My name is Vicki Boyer. I grew up next to a dairy farm. I've always loved animals, but I am getting my degree in business technology, majoring in management.
I'm Michael Murphy, and I've always loved animals, but I've usually just worked with dogs and cats. The biggest being a Great Dane. It's like the size of a small horse. And I want to work more with like horses and goats, and possibly cows as well.
My name's Terry Warner. I was raised on a farm until my junior year of high school, where we raised stock and I helped with cows and stuff for the guy that owned the farm. And then when I left, we went to go to public work. 35 years ago, I came back to school. So, and then plus I've been owning dogs, cats all my life, and I'm gonna just kind of look into the behavior of all of them.
Okay.
Terry.
My name is Tyler Lively. I don't have any first-hand farm experience. However, I do have a history of maintaining a rosebush garden that I've had for about a decade now. And I started my experience with agribusiness in high school when I took a equine management class. I had to take care of a former show horse, a Tennessee Walker, for about a year. And it really got me interested into the whole agriculture and animal care scene. So I joined my local FFA chapter and was with them for about 3 years. And just my whole experience with it got me very into this setting. And I found I had a natural knack for it, so I wanted to see what I could further do with that in college.
Thanks, Tyler. Commonly known as Jason Jones. I was born in Belgium, lived in Germany for 10 years, and more interested on the plant science side of things. That's everybody we got, Leah.
All right. Okay, well, since we don't have the other campus joining us today, I'm just going to go over some things about the syllabus, and then after that, I think Tom's going to say a few things about the lab. So I'll just kind of introduce you to the course. Some of you may have already seen the syllabus. Let me pull that up. Can everybody see that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good.
If you hit like Control plus a couple times on your keyboard, it'll make it even bigger.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can zoom in. Whoa. That better?
Ooh, that's still a bit too much.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go.
Perfect.
That good? Okay. Yeah, I can like see the whole thing on my computer, but I'm not sure how it's showing up to y'all. Okay, so this is going to be a 16-week section. And of course, oh, sorry.
Caitlin wants to meet your dog at some point before class is over today.
Okay. So this is going to be 16-week section. As I said, my name is Kayla Leanne Brooks, but I go by my middle name. And my email address is kayla.brooks@southside.edu. So if you ever need anything, you can reach me there. If you really, really need something, my phone number is there. Actually, I just realized my phone number has an extra number in the syllabus. So just take off that 9. But email is preferred. That's usually the better way to reach me, and I check my email really often. So as you know, this class is going to meet on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10:30 to 11:50. And then the labs will be on alternate Fridays from 9 to 2. And Dr. Dalton and Tom will be in charge of those. And it will not meet this week. So she wanted to make sure that I let you all know that. And then there's their email address there. So just to give a little description about the course, it's going to introduce the science and technology involved in sustainable animal production and management practices. That includes beef, sheep, horses, dairy, swine, goats, and poultry, with emphasis on practical experiences in the laboratory and farm settings. So the lecture is going to be 3 hours a week via video broadcast, and then the labs will meet on alternate Fridays. So the textbook that's required is the Fundamentals of Animal Science by Collins Gaines. So some of you may already have it, but it's this textbook. And so that one will be really useful. Most of the lectures, pretty much all of the lectures that I'll be giving will be covering the material straight from that book. So it'll be really good to have that to supplement the lectures when you're studying and to read to kind of become familiar with the material. So the course learning outcomes are that upon completing the course, the student will be able to recognize the complexity of the animal agricultural industry as it relates to the production of food, fiber, and recreation in Virginia, the United States, and the world. Describe reproductive systems, cycles, breeding techniques, and genetics that improve reproduction, so we'll have a section on that. We'll also have a section on nutrition, where you'll learn to identify feeds and describe fundamental feeding systems and management systems for livestock. And then describe general trends in the current status of production, processing, consumption, and management of farm animal products. safely handle and work with livestock, and then identify ways for production systems to become more sustainable in the future. So the way this course is going to be evaluated, we're going to have kind of 3 items that you'll have to do, and the final course grade will be calculated using this point system. So we're going to have 4 exams with 3 exams on the material, and then a final cumulative exam on everything that you've learned throughout the semester. And so that 300 points will be divided across those exams. Then you will have assignments that some of them will kind of be for the lecture portion, some of them may be for the lab portion, but those will total 50 points. So the exact number of assignments may vary kind of depending on where we're at and what we're doing, but that will total 50 points, and they won't be anything super strenuous. We'll also have some quizzes, kind of same with the assignments. The 50 points will be broken up over a number of quizzes. And those will just be most likely online quizzes that are pretty easy and just to get you familiar with some of the harder material before the test. So it's really there to help you out. So those should be a good chance to get some extra points before the exam. So I kind of already mentioned that there'll be 4 exams. Final will be cumulative. All exams will be administered in class. So you'll actually come to campus, show your ID, and take the exams there. And if you need to miss an exam, you must get prior approval so that I can either have you take a makeup exam or something, or the exam early or something like that. We can figure that out. But if you can, please let me know in advance if you need to miss an exam. Assignments will need to be turned in on the due date, and those will need to be turned in electronically. Obviously, I'm teaching in Raleigh, so I won't be there to collect them from you. So electronically would be great. And those assignments will be assigned during class or labs, and there'll be places on Blackboard for you to see information about the assignments. Points will be deducted for late assignments. I think there's somewhere later in the syllabus where I kind of mentioned I will accept assignments up to a week past their due date, but you will lose points for every day that that assignment is late. Just keep that in mind, and it's easy points, just turn it in on time. Quizzes, again, unannounced, and there will be no makeup quizzes. So just make sure that you come to class and that you're keeping up with the material and that you take those quizzes on Blackboard. The grading scale that will be used is probably similar to what you're familiar with in other classes. 100 to 90 is an A, and then it's a 10-point scale from there on out, and we're not going to use a grading curve. So the attendance policy is really, really important. In order to be successful, obviously, you need to come to class, you need to hear the lectures, you need to know what's going on. So the college also actually has an attendance policy that students cannot miss more than 20% of the class meetings. If you miss more than 20% of the class meetings, you will immediately be dropped. So please keep that in mind and just make sure that you're coming to class as much as you can all the time if possible, obviously. The instructional activities for the class, the lecture material is going to be taught using PowerPoint slides that are based on the material contained in the textbook. Sometimes if I find something interesting or something that can kind of supplement that material, I might pull in some extra information from other sources, but mainly from the textbook. There's also going to be a discussion board on Blackboard, which I know a few of you have actually already seen and posted your introductions. And so that's for you to post your introductions during the first week of class. Sorry?
Oh, that was just some kind of interference or something.
Oh, yeah, I thought maybe someone had a question. Okay. So yeah, if you can post your introduction there. I know we did introductions today, but that's kind of more, for me to get to know you and for other students to see as well. It goes a little bit more in depth than the introductions we did today. So if you could kind of get that done like in this first week, that would be great so we can all get familiar with each other. Also a thread called Course Questions and Concerns on the discussion board. So if you have any questions about the material, about the course, anything in general, post that on there. I'll check it really frequently, and other students are encouraged to actually answer that. If someone posts a question and you know the answer, feel free to go ahead and answer that. And don't be ashamed to put questions in that thread, because chances are someone has the same question as you and they just haven't put it up there. So in courses that I've taken, I've always found that to be very helpful. and someone usually had similar questions to me. So definitely use that. That'll be a really helpful resource. And then assignments, like I mentioned, need to be submitted electronically. Just a little bit more about that. Make sure that you include your name in the file name of each assignment submission so that I can keep it straight while I'm grading it and everything. So that's really the only requirement that I have there, is just make sure your name is in the file. Of course, feel free to email me about any questions or concerns. If there's something that you want to talk to me specifically about that you don't want to post on that discussion board thread, email me. I check my email all the time. So I should get back to you pretty timely unless I'm out of town or something for the weekend. But yeah, email me with anything that you need to discuss. And make sure that you're emailing me from your community college email. I don't want to respond to emails from your personal emails, and also for security reasons and things like that. So just make sure you're using your professional school email address. And as you know, this course will require the use of a computer for you to submit the assignments electronically. You do not have to have your own computer, but it is your responsibility to have access to a working computer. So if you don't have a personal computer, there are computer labs, or there's off-campus sites, there's libraries, anything like that. So knowing that in advance, a malfunctioning or broken computer will not be a reason for you to have an extended due date on an assignment. Like I said, there will be no makeup work or quizzes or exams. If you need to miss an exam, get prior approval. And then for assignments that are past the due date, there will be a 2-point deduction for each day that assignment. And then I won't really read all this to you. If you can go through the syllabus and everything, you can see, the honor standards. You're expected to be professional in class. And then this is just information about inclement weather, which I'm sure they probably covered in some of the other classes too, or those if you're familiar with it. But you can read through this part on the syllabus. I don't want to read this to you. Disability statement, early alert referral system, sexual harassment, how to make a report if that happens, and all of this information. So then at the end of the syllabus, I just have the schedule of the topics that we're going to cover throughout the semester. And this could be subject to change depending on where we are. If we need to spend more time on one chapter, we may take time to do that. Other chapters may go faster than expected. But this is kind of the outline for what we're going to plan for and the dates and everything that you'll have your exam. So that you can go ahead and mark those down in your agenda. And then just while we're looking at the schedule, Panther Prep Day is Tuesday, October 3rd. So that's an important date that you need to know. And then Thanksgiving break. And then the final exam will be according to your college schedule. So we'll figure out those dates and everything as we kind of get close to that. And then in the syllabus, there are important dates for the semester that you might want to keep in mind. But so that's basically all I have for the syllabus. And I guess I won't really get into the lecture material today because we don't have everybody with us. So I'm going to turn it over to Tom and let him talk about the lab for a little bit if he wants to do that.
Well, before you do you have anything you want to say to the online students as far as what you're going to be making them do? Because they're supposed to be listening to the recordings. That's the way we usually do it. They're like online. They're like seated students, just not seated in a classroom. But
gotcha. Okay.
You needed to tell them.
Basically, same expectations as the people that are in class. Taking online classes are a little bit more challenging because you don't come into class. So you are responsible for your time management and attaching those lectures on time. But yeah, basically just, I'm really glad to have everybody in class and just keep up with the lectures. Don't fall behind. Make sure that you're, not watching 12 lectures the night before the exam or something crazy. And again, reach out to me if you have any questions about anything. Does anybody else have any questions about the syllabus?
Can I ask a general question?
Yes.
Are we going to be going over chapter 5?
Chapter 5? Yes.
Awesome. Okay.
Okay.
Really excited about chapter 5?
Yes. I know all I can about horses.
Nice.
They have working.
Oh, there's a lot more to it than that.
Yes. Okay, any other questions before I say my 2 minutes?
I do have a question.
Yes.
Earlier it stated that we were going to be going into the feeding of livestock. Will that also include work on the Punnett Square?
For feeding?
Mm-hmm.
Did you say feeding or breeding?
Feeding.
Feeding. So do you kind of mean like the Pearson Square ration balance?
Yes.
Yes, we will. We'll be talking about that. And we will actually have a ration balancing assignment because nutrition is my big area of interest. So we'll definitely be talking about that.
All right.
Yes, which will be bringing back nightmares for me.
Same here.
Yes, I'm going to get a little twitchy in a few minutes, but actually I never introduced myself to those of you who don't know me. Oh, you can't see me. Oh,
You can come stand by me.
no, I'm too scared of you. I ain't standing by you.
I
Okay.
make no promises.
Yes, exactly. I've had Caitlin for, I don't know, 3, 4, or 5 classes, and so I'm just truly scared of her at this point. No, only just the one.
2.
But 2 last semester and then at least 2 this semester.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3.
2 this semester. Yeah, 3 in this semester.
Yes. Anyway,
Microeconomics.
I'm truly scared of her, and just because she's short doesn't mean she's not scary. I'm just telling you now. But I'm Tom Scales. Generally, if you have, like, since Leanne is in Raleigh, I'm going to be your contact person here for some of the things, like if you're showing up for campus, you're like, where's my test, or that kind of thing. I'm going to be helping deal with some of that kind of stuff. Ultimately, for the labs, Dixie, ultimately for the labs, Dixie is going to be the primary person coordinating those. If you haven't met her, she's
really nice.
She's really nice. She's a hero. She's now our dean. But she was here when John was here, started getting the agribusiness program started. And she got promoted to dean. So, but she just doesn't want to let go. So she's keeping her fingers in it, and the way she can do that is by doing some of the lab stuff. But there's going to be a couple of the labs she's probably not going to go to. I'll be going to some of the labs. Leanne's going to be coming to some of the labs. She's coming up from Raleigh. But for you Southside people, just so you know, I live significantly closer to you Patrick Henry people than I do to my own students. You Patrick Henry people, if you know where Eden, North Carolina is, you know where my farm is. I'm actually the corner where Henry County, Pennsylvania County meet the North Carolina state line. That corner is on our farm, just so you know. So I used to teach at Patrick Henry a long time ago, before y'all were born, I dare say. But anyway, I majored in animal science at Tech. I have a master's degree in economics, half of an MBA, and a graduate certificate in American history, just because I'm a glutton for punishment. Anyway, so that's just me in a nutshell. I have a 2-hour commute each way, 4 days a week, so that's why I'm probably not going to make every one of the lab trips, just so you know. But for the labs, what's going to happen, the way the labs are set up is more or less going to be every other week. We're going to be going on some kind of field trip or something, visiting a farm or business or something like that. One time we're going to go to the bull auction at Red House, if any of you are familiar with that. We'll go like to the parish pumpkin patch. Like what? And yeah, you will be going through the corn maze and that kind of stuff. But part of it is to get you thinking about things. What can you do with how can you integrate agritourism into your business? Because I couldn't really get the right number. She wouldn't share numbers, but a significant part of that farm's income is coming from that 6 weeks that they're doing a pumpkin patch. And it's something to get y'all thinking along that kind of line. And that's what some of these lab experiences are about. And what will happen is in Blackboard, there'll be sections, there'll be discussion boards for each of the labs where you just have to write a 1-page write-up about your experience, what it is that you saw, what it is that you learned, and is there anything that you're going to be able to actually apply to what it is that you're doing, kind of thing. It's okay if it's more than 1 page, but that's kind of what we're looking for there. And especially if you online people, and then for any of you, if you have a scheduling conflict thing, you cannot make one of the lab trips, we'll have a couple of alternative assignments, like if you can't go to this particular auction or you can't go to this particular tobacco farm on this particular day, we'll have you, your assignment will be to, okay, sometime on your own, you need to go when you need to find a tobacco farmer, look at their operation and ask them some questions and try to learn stuff. So there will be some alternatives there. Well, generally we'll meet on the 2 campuses, Keysville and Alberta, and we'll end up carpooling to the different places. But you're welcome to drive to them if you want to. You're more than welcome. There's a couple of them like the Red Bull sale. Parking might be a bit of a challenge, so you know, there's a couple of them where carpooling is really going to be for the best. But it's more or less going to be every other week. But we'll get the schedule to you. Dixie hasn't finalized a couple of the dates yet for where we're going, what we're doing. So we'll get you that schedule. It'll be in Blackboard here in the next few days, hopefully. Now, as for Blackboard, I don't know if any of you tried to get into Blackboard yesterday, and it was not functioning. It functions pretty much the way I function first thing in the morning. But because Blackboard was having issues, ultimately we're going to combine all of the Blackboard sections for Southside, and we're going to combine Patrick Henry's into it and Southwest when they come online. But all that combination hasn't happened yet, so Blackboard is going to be work in progress for the next week or so. The syllabus is out there. All you Southside people can get a copy of Leanne's syllabus. It's already out there. The people at Patrick Henry, I emailed it to John, I think. If I did, I will. And so he can send it out to y'all until things get merged together. I record all of the classes. There will be videos that will be posted on YouTube, generally the day of. And so they'll be on YouTube. There'll be a link in Blackboard for the YouTube playlist so you can watch the recordings. So if you missed class and you want to know what you missed, watch the recording. I'll also have an audio version so you can download that on your phone and listen to it while you're driving up and down the highway or whatever makes you happy, or turn it into your ringtone or whatever makes you happy. So I'll have, but for these, I have another class right after this one, so it's probably going to be 2 o'clock, 2:30 on Tuesday and Thursday before they'll show up, but they should end up showing up. So that's going to be there for you. Yes, yes. Can't think if there's anything else. Anybody have any questions for me? Okay, anything else for John or anything? John, you got anything to say?
No, you and Lynn have covered it pretty well, I think. You guys got any questions at all?
When we go on the labs, when will we be back to campus?
My efforts, usually we try to leave 8:30 or 9, depending upon where we're going. And most of the time we're back here by 12. Short trips, and it varies. I've got sort of a schedule in mind. I haven't put it on paper yet. You know, we'll deal with it. And it's a rotating schedule. We do plant labs one week, animal labs the next week normally, and I'll try to get something down, so we'll do that. And sometimes we'll do a combined lab. I've done that a couple of times, and more than likely we'll do that again. I've made arrangements for the big band for us to travel on. Don't mean for them to be a burden to you. Something to try to broaden your horizon. Some of you haven't seen some of this stuff. We have traveled to Roanoke, but the facility that we used to visit up there is no longer there. You know, it's hopefully you'll gain from them without too much pain. Okay.
Want to make sure it doesn't interfere with work.
Shouldn't.
For us Southside people, you know, we're going to be meeting more or less at 9 o'clock or whatever, but it's going to probably be later in the day before we get back because our traveling distance is significantly longer, but it is what it is. But, yeah. So Leanne, you have anything else? I think we're done.
I think I kind of covered everything I need to cover. I don't know if I need to, sometimes I have to maybe pre-record just based on my schedule. So Tom, will you be playing those in class, or will they be looking at them on their own?
That's a good question. We can run them. John, what do you think? If she's not here and she's pre-recorded a lecture, you just want you people to come in and we just play the recording? Or you just, or do I just stick it on YouTube and let it go?
I would think it would be better to maintain a schedule.
Okay.
You know, and that way we can field any questions that might come up or field technical issues. I'd like to sort of keep it continuum in my eyes.
Okay. Yeah, I knew she was going to pre-record a couple, but I just never thought about what we would do with them. Excellent question. Oh, and Leanne, did you get the email from the Fast and All guy?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Okay, because we're going to end up having a guest speaker coming in here in a couple weeks, hopefully, maybe.
I think we're planning on September 5th right now, if that works out for the other classes that he also wants to speak to. So yeah, I'll talk about that probably a little bit more next week. But yeah, so September 5th we will have a guest speaker who will come in and kind of talk about some job opportunities and things of that nature.
Yeah. And the other thing, I think John said it, I don't know if it's in the plant class or this class, but by all means, jump in, participate, ask questions, speak, talk. We all have different backgrounds. Some of you you don't know as much about animals. Some of you know everything about animals, nothing about plants. Some of you are coming from the economic side or farm supply store side or something. Y'all have different perspectives about things. Just jump in, ask. Yeah. Luckily, Leanne is young, but like John and I were old, so we might need some help for somebody translating from old guy language to young person language. So,
Amen.
Yes. By all means, jump in and help and participate in that kind of stuff, because we'll all go nuts if we're just sitting here listening to one person the entire time. Even if that one person is Leanne, who is this fantastic lead hero. I'm saying that because I think she could beat me up. I'm not sure she could beat me up, but I question my ability to outrun her, so I'm not going to risk it.
Well, I'm not that athletic, so you might be okay.
Woohoo! But yeah, and sometimes you're gonna at least have to show a picture of the dog if you don't actually put the dog on screen. It's already been requested, just so you know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm really close to the farm. I actually have to go to the farm after this, so that's why I was at home today. And my trial is over on Thursday, so I will have to pre-record the lecture for Thursday since we were kind of on that. I have the last day of my swine trial happening, so I have to be out there at the farm all day to collect data and then clean up the farm and everything. But yeah, hopefully my dog will not be interfering in the future.
Yes. Well, it's not interfering. Apparently, it's adding a life to the party.
Yeah, he does
that. Okay. I guess I'm done. If you don't have anything else.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's all I have. I'm really excited to work with all of y'all and learn more about you as the semester goes on. And I just want to echo what Tom said about in class. Feel free to jump in and have discussions. I don't want to just talk at you for an hour and a half or so. So I really think that's important to do that discussion aspect as well. So I hope that this class will be really interactive, and I hope that you all learn a lot and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
Okay. Thank
Good
you.
to have you.
Okay. Bye, y'all. See you Thursday.
Thanks, Tom.
I'm hanging up now.